Hi there, it's the Heir of Carthage bringing you a Rome Total Realism video. This is a mod for the Rome Total War game, and right now I'm doing what Carthage should have done in real life, and that was, while they were under treaty with the Romans, they should have built an army and attacked the Romans preemptively. Yeah, because the jerky Romans ended up basically trying to destroy them later. So, knowing history that I do, I'm going to make some preemptive strikes here. As you can see, I've landed an army in Rome, and it's a pretty mighty army. I've got 5 pointy citizen infantry, which are very good phalanx units. I have 2 sacred band, representing the elite of my army. I have 2 general's bodyguards, sacred band bodyguards. I have 4 units of Punic skirmishers, which are armor-piercing, javelin-armed troops. I have 1 unit of sacred band cavalry, 2 units of Libyan cavalry, 1 unit Numidian cavalry, and 2 units of Balearic slingers. So I'm going to end this turn here, and we'll see if the Romans attack me. If not, I'll be attacking Rome. And there the Numidians are, they keep pestering me, which wasn't, I think historically Numidia and Carthage may have fought a little, but generally speaking they were allies, so it's kind of annoying that Numidia keeps pestering me.
Besieging settlements.
So the Romans didn't come out to fight me, so I'm going to besiege the city, and I'll come back on whenever the fight begins. Alright, the Romans have sent an army out on the plains against me, so I'm going to fight them on the plains. Let's see what they have. They have a general's bodyguard, some Italian swordsmen, looks like 3 units of Hastati, some Italian spearmen, more Italian swordsmen, looks like a Triarii, 2 Triarii, and 2 Principes, some more Italian spearmen. Yeah, so they've got a decent army, but because the Romans weren't at war with me, obviously they weren't preparing, and so I'm pretty sure that I can give them a sound thrashing. But of course, Rome Total Realism is, the AI is a little bit better. I'm not saying they're fantastic, but they're better, and the fighting's a bit more difficult. Your troops don't rout immediately, or you can't rout your enemy immediately unless you get them in a very bad position. Basically, in this mod, they've increased the defense stats and the morale stats of the troops, so that there's not, you know, the same kind of instant routing that would go on in the vanilla version of Rome Total War.
Worse than any
So I'm going to start my deployment here. I want my citizen infantry to be my main battle line, of course. There's a little bit of lag here from Fraps. Rome Total Realism is a little more demanding on your system than vanilla Rome, and also this map has trees on it and stuff, and that doesn't help whenever you start Fraps up. So I'm going to put my skirmishers in a long line behind my line. They can also reinforce my line if it starts to... Actually, I'm going to put my skirmishers in front. I don't know what I was thinking. They'll absorb pillar fire and then trade fire with the Roman troops, and then they will stand their ground and fight. So the Romans will incur casualties before they even engage my phalanx line. That should be a sound plan. They have some cool skirmisher units on this game. They're not necessarily like as good as infantry, but they can stand and fight with infantry for a while and inflict some casualties and tire them out. So I'm going to put my sacred band cavalry right behind my generals as an extra guard. I'm going to put my Libyan cavalry on my right flank. I'm going to put my Numidian cavalry on my left flank. There we go. I think I've got my army set up. Let's start the battle and see what the Romans can do. So they've deployed in an Acer triplex formation. Now the AI stays in formation a little better on this game, but like I said, they're not perfect. Some battles they do better than others, but they tend to give you a lot better fight than you would get from the AI in the vanilla Rome Total War. Of course, you can see for some reason the AI is marching all over the place right now. It must be pretty disoriented. So up front it looks like they have their Italian swordsmen and some Hastati. There's some Principes, the second rank, and some Hastati as well, and then they're going to move their Triarii to the rear to protect their rear and probably their general here. So they're forming kind of a wide formation for some reason. I'm going to sit still for a minute and open fire with my slingers. My Balearic slingers on this game have a lot better arc, so you can actually fight them, kind of like archers. They can remain behind your line. Here comes his swordsman, so let's get a view of the action here from the ground level. My Punic skirmishers are going to open fire now. So here it comes. I'm exchanging javelin fire with the Romans. And looks like my skirmishers are doing quite well. I'm going to go ahead and put my, I'm going to leave my pointy, I'm going to go ahead and put them into phalanx, because they're going to break through that skirmisher line. But see, the Romans going to have to fight through my skirmishers, and then through my phalanx. So assaulting me head-on, of course, wasn't a good idea, and I don't expect the AI to do any better. But sometimes the Romans were arrogant in history, and they would make foolish moves like this, thinking their troops to be much superior to any other nations. So here's some Principes. I'm going to charge them with my Libyan cavalry. My main battle line is holding just fine. My skirmishers are taking some pretty bad losses, but they're skirmishers versus legionnaires, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot different. Now here's a dumb move the AI makes, and they haven't quite fixed that, but his general is moving in right on top of my pointy phalanx there. But overall, if you'll notice, the computer attacked in a much more organized fashion. Like I said, they're not perfect, they don't make great decisions, but they do okay. So the Romans trying to outflank me on my flank there, and I am attempting to do the same on this flank. I'm going to let my Sacred Band stand and fight here, and I'm going to pull my cavalry out. They're just getting beat up unnecessarily on those Roman infantry. As you can see, my skirmishers are actually doing an excellent job. They've barely even made it through to my phalanx in most places. Here's where the Romans are doing the best. I'm going to go ahead and turn my pointy into that fight. Now the Roman generals come around the side here, and I'm actually going to attack him with my general's bodyguards. So it'll be general versus general there. Yeah, I'm not doing the best micro job because I'm trying to get you some views here and everything. Let's check out the fight here between generals. Yeah, you can see the Roman general there in the center of that blob. He's now surrounded. There he goes. So my generals have had the privilege of killing the Roman general. I'm now going to pull a hammer and anvil strike on the Roman battle line now. Now my Sacred Band, you'll notice, Sacred Band on this game, they fight in more of a Greek-style phalanx. They have shorter spears, and they're excellent units, very tough, just like they would have been in real life, elite units. So over here, the Romans are routing. I've got Sacred Band and pointy phalanx here. And my hammer and anvil strike has routed the majority of the Roman infantry. Now let's go over here and finish off the remainder. I'm going to move in my pointy to fix them better. Yeah, I brought Sacred Band cavalry and Libyan cavalry to represent how the Carthaginians typically would bring African cavalry as well as Carthaginian citizen cavalry. The citizen cavalry would have been the nobles of Carthage, so that would be the Sacred Band. Here's the Roman Principes duking it out with my Sacred Band. They're doing pretty well, but Principes are probably outmatched by my Sacred Band as far as quality goes. So I've got the Roman pretty much all routed. It's just a matter of knocking out these last two units of Principes. So I'm just going to charge in everything I have on them. Kind of in a big disorderly fashion here. And there they go. These Principes are wavering because they're the only people left on the battlefield. That was the end of the battle. So as you can see, the Romans tried to put up a good fight, but they were really outclassed here. That's what the Carthaginians should have done in real life, if you ask my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this battle on Rome Total Realism. I'll have to bring you some more. As you can see there, my general prevailed over the Roman troops. I had 669 kills, the Romans had 339, so that was a clear victory for me. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and I'll bring you more in the future.